Good evening, YouTube. It's Marilyn Wade George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. Well, folks, the finals is about to happen. We just finished watching the figure competition. Congratulations to the winner who's now going to Olympia, and also congratulations to the winner who's going to the Masters Olympia. Right now, they're about to start women's physique, and once they start getting the competitors ready and set, we'll show some clips here and there. We can't show the whole thing because you gotta be careful with some of these companies, especially Wings of Strength, the Olympia company. You show a few clips here and there, they won't bother you too much, but nothing too much. You don't want to be streaming the whole thing. That's how they work sometimes. So here we have my man KL the Wanderer. He's here, and also we have my man Alex. So give Alex a minute. Here we just had ladies just come in. Some of the ladies who already did masters. They're just popping in. That is one Miss Natalie Miller. This was her pro debut. She did both Open and Masters 40 Plus. That is Carol Ung. She also just did a couple of shows this year. This is also a pro debut. These ladies did the Masters earlier. Renee Reef. She also competed. These are quick Master competitors because they already did the Masters part. They're just going to push through them. Blanca Rodriguez. Right there.
Yeah, I remember her. Yeah.
And she's pushing on. She's gonna do the Open later. This is the lady. Her name is Nina Sandoval, and this is also her pro debut. She's from Mexico. Yeah. Next up, can't show too much. A quick. I think that's. Wait a minute. Should be some more ladies, but I think it's probably just doing the top 5. So yeah. And one lady's doing the routines. So this is Bronze. I forgot her first name. It's actually her name is Gloria, and this is going to be her. She's did a few shows. She's been a pro for some time. As you know, guys, I can't show too much of it because you got to be careful with YouTube. So, and if y'all are watching on your own screens, you can see her impressive physique. I mean, this means that she's doing a routine. That means she's in the top 5 because there's only 5 competitors competing for the title because that's how it works. It's like with the Open, your top 10 you get to do your routine, but in Masters, your top 5 you do your routine. Yeah. So if y'all watching the show, you should see her. She's very impressive. I can pull it up again for a bit, but not too long. She has a great look to her. Yeah. I think she's possibly, doing pretty well.
Where's she from again?
Mexico, you said?
She's from Mexico. I think it's her and another lady. They're both from Mexico. There was one lady who's also from Mexico who I thought might do the show, but instead she's doing the show in Germany. That is Carol Torres Cruz, and Carla Torres Cruz. As you know, Carla did at least 3 shows this year. She did Toronto, she did the Portugal, and she did Chicago. And she decided to do the show in Germany instead of going across the border and do the show in Arizona. Right up we have here is a lady who's also vying for the title. And look like it's a close challenge between her and Tracy Gao. That is Natalia Bastorova. She just turned 57 this year.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, she has amazing. She follows me on social media. She's from Russia, so she does understand some English, but she don't speak it. Press physique, as you know, last year she did, I would say, the triple O. She competed at Ultima Classic in Shreveport, where she got her qualification for the Olympia. Then she did the Omaha, where she took second, and did the Olympia, where she was, I think, in the top 15. That's pretty impressive for making a pro debut. She competed for at least 20 years. Turned pro back in 2023 at the Armenia Muscle Fest, and did the pro show the next day, and cracked the top 4. She beat out 2 ladies who just did the Olympia the month before in the top 4. We have your comments. Shout out to my man here, Joshua Sipskis. Happy Rising Phoenix Day, George, Alex, and KL. Happy Rising to you,
Thank
brother.
you.
How
I
you
would have
doing?
missed. I would have missed it.
Next up, we have is Tracy Guile.
All right.
Tracy, she's from Australia. She made an announcement she was doing the show. She is a impressive lady. Remember last year, she turned pro in Australia. Then, no more than barely 3 weeks later, made a pro debut in Toronto, won the Super Show, and then went to her first Olympia. And she also was top 3 at the Masters O, which was last month. And she's a nice lady. We enjoyed our interviews with her. And she, as you know, she was on with us for our last month for a panel when she talked with some other ladies who did the Masters O. I mean, she's, like I said, she has family in Arizona. She's staying with them. I think she's thinking about maybe do another show, or she might just maybe take next year off. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But Tracy's got a nice personality about it. I like Tracy. Great performance.
Over here.
Yeah. But yeah, she's pretty good. This is her final routine.
Yeah, she got it. Nice. I can't lie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what would be her flaws with her physique like that?
Well, I think it might be some issue with conditioning a bit. She lives in Australia, so that means she has to travel all the way to shows, and sometimes travel can affect your physique a bit. Or just, like I said, conditioning. That's the physique conditioning is the most important part. You want to come in peel, you want to come in dry, you want to come in, great shape and overall athletic built, But if you come in a little bit blocky and a little bit like you might be holding water, or you not have a lot of tightness in the glutes or in the back, then that could hurt you. Next up, we have Miss Dolly. And Miss Dolly, can you believe this lady is almost 60 herself, and she's been competing for quite a long time, I think this is she's one of the top 5 competitors competing for the Masters title. She's also doing open. I mean, I see it probably, she might be either probably third place. Once they'll do the routines, and then I think usually after routines they do a comparison round, or just go straight to the awards part. There she goes. So I think we have maybe about one more competitor, or they're going to go into, I think they're about to go into, Trish is next. I think Trish is the last because, Wood is the last on the list. And here's Trish Wood. She's been an Olympian herself. Back in 2020 was her first Olympia. She took a few years off. Now she's a coach and a trainer. She came back last year to compete, did a couple of shows, and then she got qualified for this year's Masters O. She has great aesthetics. She has a small waist, good wide shoulders, good conditioning. But I think the problem is that she might be still, because she's not that tall. I think Trish is like barely a little over 5 feet. And that's the thing, is that you see a lot of girls, you see a lot more mass monsters in physique now when the division first started. if you look at people like Richard Daniels, you look at Zama Binta, so many other ladies who are coming in close to women's bodybuilding level physiques and still doing physique. So I think we're waiting on to see. It didn't go here reward. Let me check real quick.
Yeah, I've been thinking about,
In
how this
second.
is going.
Number 32, Natalia Bystrova.
So I was right.
And your over 40 champion, number 34, Tracy Guile.
Congratulations to Tracy. Tracy Guile is now going back to the Master Olympia for 2027. That's Tracy. Congratulations to Tracy, and also congratulations to Natalia Bystrova. She comes on the show they didn't have masters in that show, in the Dennis James show, but she comes on that show too, in Germany. But she came here in the United States because I think somebody said she loves competing in the U.S. Tracy's a great lady. Congratulations. And also, if you win, you also get Olympic qualification at Masters, because we had was it I think Nana, she's already qualified, but she won the women's physique division. Tiana Flex, she won women's bodybuilding, and folks, you can go to my YouTube and also my other platforms. We're trying to do some donations for her, trying to get her the opportunity to compete, to get her spot here. Right now, they're showing some of the ladies who are, I believe, the top 5. So there's running through the top 5. Somebody just missed. Right here we have Carol. So I think she cracked the top 10 for women's physique. Next up, that's also Renee Reef. She also cracked the top 10. I believe right now. It's going through. I think it's going through the top 15. There goes Blanca. And who else? That's Nina Sandoval. So it's going through them because they already selected who's going to be top 10 for this division. And it's going through all the competitors. This lady, I think that's Linka Fonakova. She really didn't come in best shape like she usually does. And we got a couple more ladies here. I said, can't show too much long. We got here, shout to my man, Josh says, let's go, Tracy. Let's go, Tracy. Yeah, shout to Tracy. She's doing pretty good. I think right now they're just pushing the ladies who are in the bottom ring of the top 10. And then after that, they will show the top 10 competitors who are going to qualify for the Olympia. We have here. That's Brooke Piggin. And last time she competed with Texas. And there's Shay Queen. And I think she competed last year at Tupelo. And there's I think maybe one more competitor. Yes, that's Jamie Steinhauser. I interviewed her a while back. This is her pro debut.
That's the doctor?
No, she's not a doctor. She's a nurse. Yeah. Yeah. And she's from California. She recently, her husband moved, I think, last year to California. So right now, those ladies, I think, were in the bottom rung of the top 10. So I think then they're going to show the top 5 competitors who's probably going to vie for the title. And they're going to do their routines, and then they'll get their reward. So we got to wait, see who's going to be. And here we have, right here, that is
Jean, right?
J.D. Feldman.
Yeah, I met her. I met her back in Tampa.
Mm-hmm. She looks pretty good. I mean, I'm surprised she did this show instead of doing Tampa. She's usually. I think I can remember maybe 2 shows she's done outside of Tampa. I think she might have done Chicago, and I believe she might have done Texas. Other than that, most of the time she does most of the shows in Tampa, like mostly in Florida, I might as well say, like shows like the Tampa Pro. There's the was the Daytona, but this year they kicked out Figure and Physique from that show, and also, there's the Atlantic Coast coming up. And that's after the Olympia. But Natalya. Well, I'm hearing stories that Natalya might not do that show, or if depending on how it works, because there's a show in Mexico. Somebody was telling me she might try to do a show in Mexico. I knew when this popped up. I remember I was talking to Brianna Terry. That's where she's gonna make her pro debut for 2027 Olympia. But just waiting to see what the plans are for the Tag Guejo after the Olympia. She often has done the Atlantic Coast. She does it about every year. So, it'd be great to see somebody else get the qualification from that show other than her. Here we go. We still have Jimmy's routine. And can you believe it? She didn't do the Masters part because she's still decent physique, but she's not, no spring chicken. And I know some ladies say they want to do Masters because they want to pay to play. I respect that. I understand that. But with competitors coming here much younger, people like Paula Ranta, Sarah, a couple other young girls coming in here, popping in the industry, and one of her biggest rivals was Evie Rain. They used to battle for the top 5 at the Olympia. And Evie is, she recently announced her retirement last year. Next up is a lady who I praise, is the Iron Woman herself. It's Marika Jones. And she's in my guess, she's in the top 10. Her placing was, when I was watching, I thought most definitely this was going to show the win. This woman did 2 shows back to back within a 24-hour span. And I think I could see the flaws. She might, maybe need more time. She looks really good, but I think the issue might be around the midsection. She might have needed more time to come drier. She should have just took this time to rest and just maybe focus on baby. Well, like I said, there's only for 2027. There's only 2 qualifiers for the Olympia, and one is Remaining Muscle Fest. One's the show in Mexico, and one is the Atlantic Coast. She did Atlantic Coast last year and got 11th when she took 7th at the Olympia. But like I said, Marika has a great physique. We have Lawrence Perkins. Shout out to Lawrence. He says, "Good evening, gentlemen." Yeah,
Gentlemen.
You're supposed to be gentlemen. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, but thank
Alex.
you.
Yeah, thanks, Lawrence. Yeah. Next up, we have here is Jody Munchuk. Now, Jody won this title last year, and to me, she was like the dark horse. I didn't think that she would have won that title. I mean, there was some lady that was pressing that lineup, but she was supposed to win out of this one. But I don't think she's going to do as well because like I said, people like Jenny, Sarah Creel, Tiffany Walker, and a couple other ladies. But she did place. I think she placed higher than Marika. That's I'm saying that's surprising for me. So anybody got any favorites in Win Physique?
Oh, that's a really tough one. I mean, I was just thinking about, the Olympia coming up, with how tense it's going to be after all what we've been witnessing. I mean, Paula going against Dr. Meg going against Sama, Amanda going up against her. The list is insane. It's hard to decide.
Mm-hmm. Well, I feel like Zama might crack the top 3 or top 5. Megan, maybe. We still have Sharonica hidden. She looks really good, but always the top 2 is going to be between Sarah and Natalya. The list for Women's Physique is there's some pretty good competitors.
I think Sama. I think Sama does. I think Sama might be one of my favorites so far. She
Yeah.
does. Who else?
Right here, we have, I think, Jody's about to finish her routine, and there she goes. So she did win the show last year, but this year I don't think she is going to make the Olympia. And like I said, there are no more other shows left. We have here, it's Sarah Creel. Actually, her name is Sarah Mitzik, if I got a name wrong. Sarah's originally from Australia, just like she actually competed in the same show, get a pro card against Tracy. And I remember, I think somebody sent me the video. I think it was,
Then I just noticed she did a normal bicep flex instead of the typical open arm, open hand flex. Like, is that optional now in physique?
well, she's just doing this is just her routine. You can do about anything you do in your routine. It's not like part of the mandatories. But some will switch up. I remember Janine McCallum. She talks about how we're seeing so many of the physique competitors doing some of the bodybuilding poses. Like they'll do a front lat spread. You're not supposed to do front lat spread in bodybuilding in women's physique. They'll do particular poses where it's more sanctioned in that particular division. Like you talk about how even some men's classic divisions are doing certain poses that men bodybuilders do. What are you supposed to do? There's a difference between men's classic for men's open, difference between men's physique to women's bodybuilding. But when you're doing your routine, hey, you can do what you want. You feel like it helps your placement and how you and how the judges look at it. But generally, they want you to stick to your mandatory when you're doing the we do your freestyle, you can do whatever you want. But when it comes to the mandatory, you have to do the particular poses that's on the list. So here she is. I think she's about to wrap up. And I think Sarah's going to win this.
She did very long hair she has, I will say. Long as Rapunzel.
Well, I usually, from what I've seen from the past, she usually has her hair in a bun. She usually doesn't do like that long. She usually has her hair in a bun usually. But I guess she want to do the style. Next up, we have this lady I have pleasure on my channel, Tiffany Walker. And Miss Walker, she served our country in the United States military. She's a mother. She has two boys. One of the boys is a teenager. One is about a 4-year-old. This year was a good year for her. I know in an interview she said she's thinking about retiring after last year, but now she's qualified for the 2027 Olympia, Masters Olympia, because she won in that class. And this show she's going to be top. I think she'll be top 2 because she took second to she was third at the Atlanta Pro, and now she might be third for this show. But that's pretty good. I mean, thinking about retiring and then your 2 shows, you win your master's qualification, and you make top 3. Mm-hmm. Yeah. She's a press lady again. And she's done this in her routine. So I think they're gonna do. See, I think they're gonna pick these are the top 10 competitors in each division, and the ones who are going to probably call out for, because what they do it's like women's bodybuilding, women's physique, they have like they call a final routine call out. They do comparison, that. But no, I think rewarding. No, there's rewards. So it looks like. Wait a minute, are they rewarding or just still doing no? No, I think it's just doing the
comparisons.
Yeah, I think it's a comparison. I saw it's comparisons. So this is probably the ladies on the bottom of the bottom rung of the 10. They moved Natalia around. Looks like they're moving Jody Munchuk. And they think these are the ones that probably are going to get either are in the bottom on the 10th. Actually 6 right here. So they might just pull 4 to see who's going to get to the overall. So just right now, let's do comparisons for the bottom 10. So it looks like possibly, I don't know. I think Marika might get either 6th or 7th. I don't know. I was really rooting for Marika. It's just, I thought this would be the great show to get her in. But like I said again, it's you can never predict how your shows go. So anyway, now as you know, we're getting so close to Olympia, and wouldn't you want to go there? I mean, I would if I could afford to. I would love to go to Olympia.
I would like to go actually. I mean, technically, it would be my second time because I never saw the show myself, but I did go to the expo. That's where I actually met Andre and a few of the athletes that year because it was in
Mhm.
Orlando. It was It was easy for me to attend that year.
Here we go. Right now, this is the top 4. We have here Tiffany, we have here Sarah, we have Jenny, and we have Tracy. So it looks like I
They made
see,
it.
yeah, I see Sarah probably winning, with Jenny taking 2nd, Tiffany taking 3rd, and Tracy taking 4th. So and that's just the uh you know that's what it looks like it right now. They're just probably gonna wait in the award the competitors.
Don't
And
they usually do?
what?
Don't they
Wait a
usually
minute,
do
they do
post
something. They do something. They're doing final
the post
pose
down? Yeah,
down.
yeah. Of course, they have to do that first. That's what they always do in the finals.
Well, to me, physique just don't do that good with final pose down. Some of these girls don't really put their hearts into it. You know, I mean, it's fun, but it seems like they just don't be as you know competitive. I know this is just the last shot. The opportunity to get for get some points and try to get to the Olympia. But ways you got to be really more entertaining. You got to really do something. I used to be in the back in the day when they used to do the final pose down when bodybuilding. When we would shove around, be like, yeah, do like facing off. They used to have fun. Sometimes they just phoning it.
So wait till We'll just let's see what Andre and the others have in store for us.
Yeah. Well, right now I think we're getting rewarded here. I think Jody has taken 5th. Uh, Natalia Bastrova is 4th. Tracy Guile, I believe, is 3rd, or I think she's 4th. So we'll see. And wait a minute. And let's see here. Pull it up here real quick. And looks like Tiffany is 3rd. Jenny Philman is 2nd. And as I said, the war is going to Sarah Creel. And these 2 women on stage again, Sarah and uh Tracy, because they competed for a pro card years ago, and now Sarah's getting her first Olympic qualification. So congratulations.
Congrats! He's going
I
to the
think
Olympia.
I mean, she's young too. I think she's not even in her 30s yet. Because I think she turned pro about 4 years ago, and I think she was like in her mid 20s. So I think she got at least about 20 or 29.
They bulk up. They bulk up so fast at a young age.
Yeah. Well, you're young, your body grows and develops. You got lady right here, 57 years old. She's Olympia's girl's mother. I think Jenny has a son around about Sarah's age. Yeah.
Oh,
But
I didn't know
congratulations to the
that.
ladies. Yeah. Jenny Philman, I think she has 4 boys. And I think her youngest might be a teenager now. Yeah. So
I think this
now,
might be. Yeah, I think the most approved she has. I think this must be most Jeannie's approved yet so far this year compared to last year.
Yeah, I was when I saw the list, I was surprised. I thought she wasn't going to compete this year because, after Tampa, she didn't do as good at Tampa. I think she was she
Third, I think she
third?
was third. I think she was third place, I believe,
Third,
in
yeah, she was
Tampa
third
last
place.
year.
Yeah, because I think Kazama won that show that year. Um, and she didn't do any more shows after that. I'm trying to remember. No, she didn't do the Atlantic Coast, and the I don't think she did the Daytona either. She just did Tampa, and I think she shut it down after that. But like I said, this was the first show I've seen her outside, other than Olympia, outside of Florida that I can remember. Because I think she's done quite a few shows before, but usually she's like Jeanine. She's always doing Tampa every year, and that's why I think some competitors need to move. And you do the show that you think is because you're in the backyard. Sometimes it's good to switch up. I was talking to Jeanine. She was kind of disappointed about her placing um at the Tampa, and she won the Masters that year. She was qualified for Masters O, but she didn't do it. So, but I know it's the cost of expense of going on to another country. We're still wondering when they're going to have. When you're going to have the Masters for 2027. You're going to have another country or bring it back into the States. Mhm. So right now we're just waiting on women's bodybuilding. You know, they're just doing little commercials in between.
I think
You
they're
know,
gonna do Masters for Michelle first, like since she's the only one who's at that class to compete in. By the way, who was that early? I never heard of her. I mean, I know we know who Andrea, we know who Natalia is, we know who we got to know the new girl Amanda and Michelle, but who's the fifth competitor? What's her name?
Monica Vega. I interviewed her a while back. She's from California. She's been pro for about 2 or 3 years now. She did a couple of shows this year. I know she last competed in Chicago. Actually, a while back, she got sick, and I saw her post. So I reached out to her and talked about what's going on with her, how she's doing. We've been in good contact a good bit.
Hmm.
She's a mother. She has 2 kids. She's Mexican.
Hmm.
She has a great physique. She's done pretty well. She does both more open and masters as a bodybuilder. This year, I think she looks pretty impressive. I mean, you can I get a chance. I send you a link. You can check out her IG.
When I have the time, I'm sure I'll give her as much support as you do. I like, and I'm just, still, like you said, I'm just, learning how to fly. Baby bird, learning how to fly.
Well, that's good. You gotta crawl before you walk. You gotta that's the thing is you gotta take your time because this thing is a lot of stuff to do here. Understanding about this sport and the competitors and traditions that's involved in bodybuilding. The Olympia is going to be the main Olympia is going to be the 9th to the 12th in October, and that's going to be the full week of October. They're also going to do the amateurs. That's the 7th. I think it's the 6th, the 7th, or 7th, the 8th. Yeah, I think 7th, 8th, and then they have the I think it's 6th or 7th. Then you have the press conference where they have the 8th, and then the 10th is going to be like the other divisions, and then everything's ends on the 12th. And
Yeah, I
that's just
think
like a
I was
yeah, I
gonna
think the press
say
conference
my
is on.
friend David's gonna be there. Is gonna be there. He got recently got permission for media purposes.
Hmm. That's good because I know he told me that. That's exciting for Dave. We got here from man Josh Simpkins. He says, "Congratulations, Sarah. Congratulations, Sarah. I mean, now she's on her way to her first Olympia, being one of a tradition of ladies from Australia, counting people like Bev Francis, Christine Inval, also who else I'm trying to remember? I think Deborah Compton. I think she was no. I think Deborah Compton didn't go to Olympia. I don't think she ever turned pro. But I know most definitely Bev, Christine, and also Tracy, and now Sarah, who's now legacy of female bodybuilders going to the Olympia from Australia. You know, right now they're having a speech from the eight-time Miss Olympia,
Linda Murray. It's
Linda
always
Murray.
great to see her. It's great to see her in whatever contest she's in.
Yeah, and recently she made a comment on one of my interview I did with the Larsons. That's so nice of her. She said she liked the interview. She enjoyed it. I would love to have an interview with Linda. Pick her mind. There's also Lena Popa, who was 2018 Rise Phoenix champion. Now she's a promoter. She has both the Alita Classic and also the Remaining Muscle Fest. And that's coming in about another 7 to 8 months from now.
Yeah, Leah's a great. Yeah, she's great too. She was a great competitor too in her heyday.
Yeah, I got to meet her when I went to my first Bobby show. That was Savannah back in 2022, and Tina Williams used to be her client. We used to work together. She said, so I said, hey, my client told me to say hello. So who's my who you talking about? Tina. I said, oh, we took a couple pictures together. She's nice. She up close, she's a beautiful woman. She's always been, to me, I think, a very beautiful woman. To me, I think she should have been Miss Olympia in 2013 and 2014, because I feel like this is my theory. And if you agree with me, any of you, let me know, should have won or tell me thumbs up, that if she had won the Miss Olympia those last 2 years, I think they would have kept it in women's bodybuilding at the Olympia if she won the Miss Olympia title.
I mean, Lena Pope, she got a good look to her. She was attractive.
Well, yeah. Here's one guy I got to do it.
Oh, here he is, Jake Wood.
No, Jake! I want that
One who
money.
made this all possible.
I want that gun.
The people that made it all possible years ago.
Yeah, it was him and his ex-wife. They first started. What are you about to say? Go ahead. You were saying, KL?
No, I was saying that I know she has a good look. I think I forgot you threw me off with that Jake shit, but I know it had something to me have what was I about to say. She had a good look. I think I think it's because of the way how the women look, and she do look feminine but masculine, but mostly feminine, if it makes sense, So
yeah, well, it's
because they was criticizing. I know they was criticizing what's her name, Iris Kyle, that she was hot, really brick to a point where they just kind of like cut it off the shows and all that, whatever they did, prejudices, all that type of stuff.
Well, a lot was political, and also people said Iris was not easy to get along with. But then you got to think about it: if you're the Miss Olympia champion and you are competing at the Olympia, and you're getting less than what you did if you compete at a show like Miss International, well, she should be at least maybe back then, because remember back then, we're in bodybuilding, you get a good change up to the era of Iris and Linda. But then those last few years, they would get $25,000. That's the biggest show in bodybuilding. You should at least get something more than $25,000, at least $50,000 to $60,000. So that'd be worth a while. She went and do shows like Miss International. Wait a minute, folks. We got here a legend, one of the last true female bodybuilders right now, the lovely Mrs. Michelle Brent. As you know, I interviewed her a while back, and she wanted to do a show back in 2023 after she did the Masters O and Master Championship. She wanted to get invited, but they didn't invite her. I feel like she should get invited, but now this is an open show. I think she says this might be her last hurrah. Going to Rise of Phoenix for her was a great opportunity, and I think she deserves it, being that she's one of the few women who has been a bodybuilder ever since she's been competing. Yeah. I mean, she's a great lady. She runs her own business. Her and her husband, Brett's Bling. They make jewelry, and also she does other stuff. I mean, maybe someday if I go to a show and they're there, I'd love to meet both her and her husband, Mr. Bill. He's a pretty good dude. He comes out. He's kind of like, he does his commercials. He's kind of like the Black Billy Mays. Good thing he's.
Oh, Billy Mays, man, that's what old.
Yeah,
I haven't heard that name in ages.
I've seen him there, but I didn't say anything because he was talking with people I just kept it moving at the time. That's when I came late at that New York Pro stuff. This recent May. Yeah, I just want to get out of there. I was like, let me get out of here. That shit feel like a tease. I was like,
Well, like I
It's
say, you
definitely
shouldn't, you know.
Masters. I can tell why she's picked first.
Yeah. Well, they'll do Masters in the women's bodybuilding part. They should, but there's not no competitors for Masters. So I'm not going to do a Masters. It's just women's bodybuilding is just open. But maybe next year they'll add Masters to it. Next up, we have is Raheem Hamilton's girlfriend, Natalia Kovaleva. And you know, shout out to Raheem. He just recently got married. Congratulations, young
She
man.
still looks great. She looks great. Still looks great. How do you think she has improved? How she look compared to last time? Any improvements?
Slightly, I think she has her conditions a little better. You know, still might need some size, some areas, but her conditions looks a little bit better. One thing is very distracting is yeah.
Oh,
Basically, you know, guys, you know, we're men here. We know what we know. Like, I think sometimes if you get them that big, it can't take away the aesthetics of the physique. It takes away the tension of the, you know, how your body's built. Because I understand when somebody do it because it make you feel feminine, but then you get like when I was at, you know, we were both at Tampa and we saw Isabel Terrell.
yeah.
And, you know,
I had a feeling you were gonna bring her up too. Yeah, don't like. I can see. I can definitely see why. I understand why.
yeah, you know, I know she said she's thinking about coming back, but I think she's done. I mean, she hadn't competed since the last time I saw her compete was 2022 when I was in Savannah. Oh,
But yep.
folks.
Like I said, she last competed at the Olympia back in 2023, which again I met her at the meet and greet. You know.
We have here is Amanda Santos, and
Oh,
you
the
know
new girl.
this is her pro debut. I interviewed Amanda back in 2024 after she won a qualification at the Nationals. She's originally from Brazil. Press physique, she looks really good. I mean, her condition is really good. She has good size, but she still needs time to grow because this is, like I said again, you look at, so I think she could be in the right show. I think she can do well. It's just like I said again, you know, you got people like Natalia and you got also Andrea here. They can overshadow you a little bit, but she looks really good. And you realize how tall she is. I think she's at least about. I know Andrea's like 5'5",
The back's
but I
pretty.
think
Back's well done.
yeah, back's well done. I know this is, you know, when she got a pro card, that was her first year. She did a regional show which qualified for nationals, won her pro card at nationals. She's actually doing women's bodybuilding and women's physique, but because in women's physique at nationals, they only give out one pro card for each class because most times it's not a lot of women in women's bodybuilding. That's the same year that Anastasia won her pro card, and you know, she got her pro card over at women's physique in a different class, and because she's second, you know, just they give you top two in each of those classes. You just whoever wins the class just competes for overall title, you know. But you know, I think she's impressive. She's really has come a long way.
Oh, of course she
Great,
had to do the most muscular pose. That's showing how empowering she is at this how she is right now.
yeah, yeah. The crab pose, you guys, we love that one. You know, they tell the women that don't do it; it's too masculine. But you know,
No, I think
like
it
the
looks
ones.
cool. I think it looks pretty cool. I think it shows them how empowering they are, how much they worked on their muscles, and I really appreciate the hard work they're doing.
Well, that's what the judges tell the women. Don't do it. But you know what? It's entertaining. Like a person who really brought it back popular for women's bodybuilding. Who you know who was it? It was Betty Pariso.
Oh yes,
Betty
oh
Pariso.
yes, her. Yes, I remember her with the tongue thing. Yes, she. I remember her. Oh, who's
Yeah,
next?
because
Yeah,
Betty
who's next?
right next is my girlfriend,
Oh, here she is, the champion
the
returning.
champ, the returning champ. Well, actually, not returning champ. She took second last year to Angela. And now, even though it's no longer women's bodybuilding championship, she wants to come back and just, you know, try to right the wrong You know, what's it wrong? She just lost. You know, Andrea's amazing physique. Condition is just on point. As I've been told, when she's on, she's on. She's just unbelievable. I mean, again, this woman, in my wholehearted, honest opinion, saved women's bodybuilding when she became the champion in 2022.
Yeah, I think she's a. I wouldn't say she's my all-time favorite, but I think she's one of my favorite. Definitely one of my favorites. She's now like she's becoming very iconic in this decade.
Yes, and I love the fact what she did for me.
I had a feeling you were gonna bring that with you tonight.
Yes, I love this. You know, it's Kid, he's a hater. He's on the phone right now. He says, George, you are the best. Your support means the world to me. See
You know,
you
maybe
soon
one day I
and
could ask
sending
her
you
if I ever get
love.
to meet her one day again. Maybe I can give her a shout out to you. You know how much you appreciate. You know.
Well, I do. We'll love to do an interview with her one day. I know she's a busy lady, or my guess, you know, maybe I don't know. I might scare her with my stalkerish.
Oh
I
man,
don't know.
she's really full of grace tonight. Look her go.
Yeah, she's worked with Sidney Gillen in opposing, and her new coach is the producer. That's Sidney Gillen's coach. So that's really helps her. I mean, she looks great. She looks amazing. I mean, like I said, I'm a fan, Andre. We know she's going to win. There's no question about that. No doubt.
Oh,
You
the
know,
Arnold. She's doing the Arnold pose like Teresa did.
yeah. And that's one person we hadn't seen Teresa Vassett since the Triple O.
Triple O,
I'm
yeah.
wondering. Yeah, I think I saw somewhere that I think her fiance, her
She
boyfriend.
answered a question. She likes to do one show a year. I think that's for a good reason. You know, to give her some time. You know, to focus on other
Right.
things and prep her body for take her time. You know.
Well, I remember one year she was going to do. Someone was telling me she was going to do the New York Pro, but then she did that show Indiana. She won that show, and that was only one time thing. You know, that was one time show. Never had it back for the next year because the promoter he dropped it because of the expense of it. Next up we have is the lovely Monica Maria Vega. You know, lovely Miss Vega, and she looks really
Yeah,
impressive. I mean,
yeah.
yeah, you know, you can't believe, lady, she's in nearly in her 50s, and you know she's been through a lot. You know, raising kids, and you know, and she was sick about a year or so ago, and then she bounced back. She looks really great. I mean, if like I said, just one thing is, I think if condition was just a little tighter, and she had more size, she can probably crack the top three. But but then if there was more competitors, big question is how well would she do if there was more competitors at the show? If it's like maybe another 4 or 5 more women, would she be able to crack the top five? I don't know. Like if you have somebody like like Rashana Boswell or Michaela Aycock or Mela Ash or some of the couple of usual suspects that do the show about every year. Shout out to my man here, Josh. He says Andrea is taking home the tiara and the trophy. Natalia is taking second, and Amanda Santos is taking third. We all know that. That's pretty obvious. But yeah, they're about to do their. Now since there's only 5 ladies, they're going to do their comparisons right here. I'll pull it real quick. You have here.
We know it's coming. We know the finale's coming. We know what's going to happen after this.
Yeah, and it's still switching up.
Yeah, that's it. Five competitors.
5. Yeah, 5.
Yeah.
5. There's no more. Most of the ladies who usually do show because there's no incentive for them anymore. A lot of the prizes like best poser, most muscular, those are gone. They usually used to, like Keith told me, like when Tina used to always get invited, they give you a per diem. They pay for your pictures and photos while you're there. They do stuff here and there for you. You're mostly just paying to compete. But generally, most of those ladies was either the ones like Andrea, Ashley, and Angela, who were the top 3 of the show, and then the rest were invited because they won. And then some ladies who were, who didn't get a little bit qualification, just got invited. Maybe like 3 or 4 women. Like Natalia usually gets invited the last couple of times, but she didn't compete. But now she's competing this year. And tomorrow, her, Ashley, Andrea, and Angela are going to do a little workout session, post before the Olympia. Remember they did it last couple of years. It was
Yeah, I remember.
because the first time we did it, it was
What's
Natalia,
so special about
Andrea,
that? I don't know.
just something to do. I mean, something to get attention to women. Do a little competition, see how they look, how they do. Just something that it's just a little attention thing. Here you go. This is look
Here it
like
comes. It's
it is.
coming.
It's the end. And
Oh, here we
final
go.
pose
Yeah.
down. Yeah, that's what I
Oh,
mean. That's what I
they're
mean.
and they're
That's
at
what
her.
I mean.
She's at
That's
her
old
already
school.
with the crab pose.
She,
They are women.
she
Hear
tried
them
to,
roar.
she tried to sneak right in between
Oh,
Andrea
look
and
at Michelle and Amanda. Look at her going. Look at her
yeah,
doing back there. Oh,
yeah.
now what?
I saw Michelle do the old school, try to sneak in between Amanda.
Oh, look at
Natalia and
Andrea
Andrea.
looking confident. Yeah, see,
Yeah,
Natalia
but she
really
couldn't do
trying
it
to
because
show.
yeah.
Her
I'm
was
not gonna lie, Natalia looked good though.
they all
Posing.
look. They all look. I'm like, wow, Amanda's really selling the crab pose tonight.
Yeah,
She
they
There,
really
do.
there you go. There you
is.
go. There you go. That's what I mean. She's getting there. She's good. She's moving around. She's not staying in this one spot. That's why I love Miss Michelle, because she remembered the old days how it used to be. Just getting in, try to some of the girls are saying one spot and not moving around. I understand you don't want to be too active, but
All right, looks like it's time for the awards.
well, gentlemen, there is no secret. We all know who's going to win, and we all know who's going to place. So, but congratulations to all the ladies. They look great. I mean, I am sadly disappointed that not more ladies come here to represent the division like you did in the past, because now there's no more incentives to compete for them anymore. That's, as I said, that's cool. But you know what? Come on. Other competitors don't have that incentive like that, like men's physique, vigor, and even fitness. And they came in droves, But we'll show it real quick here. As you know, here we go. Shout out to both Monica and Michelle.
Where do you place?
Well, I think Miss Michelle took probably 5th. Monica took 4th. It looks that we know most definitely Amanda took 3rd. It's 3rd.
Okay, now it's up to Natalia and your dream girl. Who's gonna be? Who's it gonna be?
You know who's gonna be. Yeah.
Oh,
as
yeah.
always.
I am
as
shocked.
always. Who's shocked? I was never shocked.
We knew from the start Andrea was gonna win. Andrea is gonna win.
She's like the movie The Fifth Element. She's perfect. There's now
Mary Poppins, practically perfect in every way.
Yeah, I mean, congratulations to her. I'm gonna see if I can play the sound a little bit.
She will be receiving the champion.
They all did great tonight.
Yeah, they're all great. There's Big Jake, Big Bad Jake, Big Jake. And I hope Jake, yo, Jake, I want that money. I want that gun. I can't. I can't help myself. It goes back to when Denzel in Training Day, where Ethan Hawke's character was Jake. Remember you ever seen Training Day? It's a great movie. It's a movie that that Denzel had to play a dirty cop to win an Oscar for. But it's a good movie. I mean, it has its moments in it. But now Andrea has retained, where we regained her title, even though it's no longer the Women's Bodybuilding Championships. It's kind of bittersweet in a way. And that's why I'm having on Monday we had a discussion about the fall of a legend of this show. This show came in 11 years ago after, as I said this, as the IFBB walked quiet behind women's bodybuilding, establishing a hot. When promoters of the Olympia and the Arnold Classic and also of other shows was dropping division, and then here comes Jake and his wife. Then there's Crystal, and they say, let's quit a show for the ladies because they lost a couple of big shows like Miss International back in 2013. It was a secondary title. It was a great title for somebody who was never going to be Miss Olympia. And when Iris kept winning, I think it kind of hurt it. And then you had the Miss Olympia was the biggest title for women's bodybuilding. Then women's bodybuilding didn't have that anymore. 5 years, it was like what? But Jake and Crystal came along, created the Rising Phoenix. It was actually part of the Texas Pro, and then they moved it to Arizona. And after the next year, and it's amazing ladies like Margie Martin, Helen Trevino, Lena Popa, Andrea, and also Angela had won that title. Right here, she's giving a little speech. So we're gonna play a little speech a little bit.
It's a labor of love because I know it's everything, and you guys just keep showing up. So thank you so much. Thanks so much, Jim, Tyler Mannion, all of the Wings of Strength team. It's amazing to be going back to the Olympia. It's coming quick. It's like wow, it's already like 4 weeks away. But I'm happy to celebrate my 7th Rising Phoenix participation this year. So thank you to the commitment for Wings of Strength for putting it on every year. It's just an amazing event to bring all of the ladies together. And there's truly nothing like the Rising Phoenix. I love this show. So thank you, everyone. And happy birthday to my mom. Today's my mom's birthday.
Happy birthday, Miss Shaw. Happy
Aww.
birthday, Miss Mama Shaw. Happy birthday, Mama Shaw, mother-in-law.
Wow, I didn't know they did. Well, you learn something new every day. Today's Andrea's mother's birthday.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's a great gift to give her mom. And she says she's been 7 times because you got to think about it. Her first Rising Phoenix was back in 2019. That's right after she turned pro. She made her debut. I think and she was doing Music before. Went to Rise in 2019, but didn't win that show. She was in the top 10, wins in 2020, and then she goes, pretty much straight from 2020, from then win the title from 2020, 21, 22, 23, and to lose it 24, and come back and win it in 26 and 25. So so I think it's not much left because, like I said, I'm not going to do much to focus on the other divisions. That's bikini and wellness. Uh, we got a comment here.
okay, it's from KL.
Yes, I hope to do something if you are still here. Come back. I hope to do something if you are still here. Okay. Well, when you come back, we can stay here a little bit longer. Not much else to do. Like I said, it's but it was a great show. I mean,
I'm glad I made it for the finals. I know it was you took care of the prejudging. I wish I could have stayed that day, but well, I have to take responsibility. I work on the weekends. Work comes first, and glad I
yeah.
worked the majority of the day and came home just in time to get ready. I don't look the best here. I didn't. My hair grows fast, so I
No.
I don't like beards on my face.
Well, look at me. Mine's got gray in it. You see that? You get one of these days too, son. But yeah, I used to, like I said, I was a working man too a long time ago. I used to hold down 2 jobs. My first real job was working at a gas station till that gas station closed down. I was on and off of there for a long time. Then I was working textiles for 13, 14 years. Then worked the strip club and at the same time working the textile. Then I was working in a Smithfield for about a year. And then I, decided to quit and my mom got sick. And then I was doing some stuff on the side, trying to make a little living, until my therapist said, go ahead, it's hard for you to find anything, really good. Go ahead and file for your disability. And I did that. Same came my mom, and because I was going through my stuff because I have a pacemaker. Most jobs, it's hard to find any kind of jobs because most times some people are pretty good with it, but most people are kind of hesitant because you have something like this, especially if you work in kind of heavy machinery places. Because it used to be back in the day you can't be around microwave for a pacemaker, but because the technology has changed, I got a microwave here. I don't use it too much, and usually use my oven a little more. But I understand. You got to work, got to pay your bills, you got to eat too. Even though you're a skinny fella, yeah,
I have a fast metabolism, believe it or not.
yeah, yeah. Like kids like you eat a whole pizza, not get a pound. I look at a piece of bread, I've already gained 10 pounds. I hate you. I don't mean literally. I love you, but I be joking with you, boy. I just busting your balls like the KL. But I think he's gone. I don't know. Me not come. Me not stay too long unless you have anything you want to share while we're here.
Well, I'm just like I said. Thanks for inviting me. This is the first time I did ever commentary for a bodybuilding contest, and being the Rising Phoenix Small Choices, I'm actually glad I got to witness it with you and JLo. I hope we could do something like this another time.
Well, usually I had a lady. She reached out to me. She said she wanted to do the show. We were going to do this one, but she has some other obligations. We might do something for the Olympia. But the thing about the
Hmm.
Olympia, I gotta be careful because I may not be able to show clips like that. We might be just commentary, talk about it, but maybe put pictures, something we can do that. But with Rising Phoenix, I think it's not as because YouTube and shit and algorithms and shit and other stuff like that. It's not like I'm doing anything wrong. I'm not showing a whole show. I'm just showing little clips here and there. And bodybuilding is not the algorithm for bodybuilding is not as big compared to other sports. Like like there's a guy he does. His name is Chisel. He does commentary in the NFL and some other sports, and so sometimes he gets trouble from those organizations. But if I delete it, I'll delete it later, whatever. But they usually, they do bodybuilding needs all support they can get. There's not enough people doing stuff like this, commentating, talking about it. I understand again, I'm not trying to show the whole show. I'm just showing some clips here and there, some videos here and there, talk about commentary, stuff like that, because it doesn't get that enough. And it's something I wanted to do, something different, because it was a great opportunity for me to meet you when I went to Tampa, to go there and see that show and to meet some ladies who I've interviewed and just enjoy myself.
Yeah, I just want to be a little more active like you. I think I'm starting to get somewhere. I just want to keep doing what I'm doing right now until the time comes. I'm just taking my time.
Well, listen, son, take your time. You got to crawl before you run. And when you get your feet up under you and you start running, go as far as you can. Run to the daylight.
Can you
No.
excuse me a moment? Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
I'm gonna be unplugging the router for a bit
Oh, okay.
because I need to do some rearranging.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I know you're using the Wi-Fi, but
That's
I
all right.
understand. I got to tune out. We have something to do. My brother has something to do with the router.
All
So
righty.
thank you for
All right.
inviting me, George.
You're welcome,
Oh, yes,
son.
yes.
You're welcome. Have fun and enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Thank you. Peace
You're
out.
welcome.
Peace out.
Well, folks, appreciate my guest, my man KL the Wanderer. You go check him out. Also, Alex is on YouTube. Maybe we get him to post more stuff. It was a great show. Congratulations. Shout out to Tracy Guile. Congratulations to her. Shout out to Amanda Santos. Shout out to many ladies who have been guests on my channel, such as Renee Reef, Amanda Santos, Tiffany Walker, Stephanie Jones, Giselle Heathcote, Sarah Trashier, so many ladies, Trish, Wood. I mean, there's so many I like to name you all, but this, you know who you are. Shout out to my man Lawrence for coming through, Josh Simpkins for coming through, supporting my channel, my content. I appreciate y'all guys. I know you're fans. You love this content. You love these ladies, and I love them too. And I love y'all. I don't usually say it to people I don't really know that well. But congratulations to the now 5-time Rising Phoenix champion and soon to be 6-time, Miss Olympia champion, Andrea Shaw. Best of luck defending your title. Also, best of luck at the upcoming show. We'll watch it. I will check it out. And we support because what, I'm a fan of this lady. She's a beautiful person. I want to give a shout out to my girl Eunice for setting this up for me. I love you, Eunice. Thank you so much. Anyway, it's me on the Way George page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk. Don't like, subscribe. Good night, good evening, good luck, and God bless.